Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going through section 4 of practice test 1, the calculator portion. I'm going to walk you through questions 1 to 20 step by step, keeping things super practical so you know exactly what to look for on test day. Grab your paper and let's dive right in. Alright, let's kick off with question number 1. Take a quick look at this graph showing target heart rate over time. The question asks for the time interval where the heart rate strictly increases and then strictly decreases. If you trace the line with your finger right between 40 and 60 minutes, it goes straight up until 50 minutes and then drops up straight down until 60. That clean up and down pattern gives us our answer. So choice B is the way to go. Moving on to question 2. We're given a classic direct variation problem, y equals k times x. First, we need to figure out what k actually is. They tell us y is 24 when x is 6. If you divide 24 by 6, you get k equals 4. Perfect. Now the second part asks, what is y when x is 5? Just plug 5 into our new equation. Y equals 4 times 5, which gives us 20. That brings us straight to choice C. Let's check out question 3. We've got parallel lines here. Line L is parallel to line M, and line S is parallel to line T. We know angle 1 is 35 degrees. Thanks to corresponding angles, the angle right next to angle 2 on line M is also 35 degrees. Now, notice how angle 2 and that 35-degree angle sit together on a straight line. That means they add up to 180 degrees. Just subtract 35 from 180 and you get 145 degrees. So option D is our correct pick. Alright, question 4 gives us a word sentence to turn into algebra. It says 16 plus 4x is 10 more than 14. Let's write that down. 16 plus 4x, 14 plus 10, which simplifies to 16 plus. 4 checks need 24. Subtract 16 from both sides. Pay close attention to what the question asks for. It doesn't ask for x. It asks for 8x. Since 8x is simply double of 4x, double your 8 to get 16, that makes choice C the winner. For question 5, we're looking at scatter plots. We need to find the graph that shows a strong negative association. Negative means as you move left to right along the x-axis, the points should head downward. Strong means those points stick very close together in a clear line. Take a glance at option B. The dots form a tight line going downhill. That's a textbook strong negative association. Choice B it is. Question 6 is all about unit conversions. So don't let the medical terms confuse you. A doctor has a 2 decagram container. We're told 1 decagram is 10 grams, so 2 decagrams is 20 grams. Next, 1 gram contains 1,000 milligrams. Multiply 20 grams by 1,000, and you get 20,000 milligrams. Since each dose is 1 milligram, that means we have 20,000 doses in total. Choice D is correct. Let's look at question 7. We have a bar graph showing installations, and if you add up the heights of all 5 bars, you get 27.5 units. But the problem states the total installations were actually 27,500. So let's divide 27,500 by 27.5, and we get 1,000. This means every single unit on the vertical axis stands for 1,000 installations. Therefore, the axis label must be number of installations in thousands, which is choice C. Question 8 presents an absolute value equation. The absolute value of n minus 1 plus 1 equals 0. Let's isolate the absolute value part by subtracting 1 from both sides. That gives us Verton, 1 vers 1. Pause right there. Can the output of an absolute value ever be a negative number? Absolutely not. Distance is always positive or 0. Thus, there's no solution here, making choice D the correct answer. Question 9. Now for question 9, we're looking at the speed of sound formula. A1052 plus 1.8t. The problem asks us to solve for t, in other words, get all by itself on one side. Match that up with the choices, and choice A is your answer. Question 10 actually builds right off question 9. It asks for the air temperature when the speed of sound A is 1,000 feet per second. That to the nearest whole number, and you get 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Question 12 asks which value of x is not a solution to 3x. RG4x, 3. Let's solve this inequality step by step. Subtract 3x from both sides to get 5 log x. 3, then add 3 to both sides, giving us 2 yojigi x, which is the same as x less 2. Now look at your choices. 2, 3, and 5 are all less than or equal to 2, but 1 is greater than 2, so it fails the test. That makes choice A our answer. Let's tackle question 11, which deals with mean and histograms. We want the average number of seeds per apple. First, let's count the total seeds. 2 times 3 up 6, 48 times 5 20, 1 in times 6 6, 2 8 times 7 14, and 3 times 9 27. Add those up. And we get 73 total seeds. Next, add up the number of apples. 3 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 12 apples. Divide 73 by 12, and you get about 6 more to 8, rounded to the nearest whole integer. That's 6. Choice C is correct. Question 12. On to question 13. We're looking for a category in the table that accounts for roughly 19% of all 310 survey respondents. Let's calculate 19% of 310, 0.9 times 310, or 58.9 now. Glance over the table for a cell with a value close to 59. Look right at males taking geometry. It has exactly 59. That means choice C is the correct answer. For question 14, we have a list of fish lengths, and there's a clear outlier, a 24-inch fish. The question asks which statistical measure changes the most if we throw out that 24-inch measurement, but the range is simply the maximum minus the minimum. With 24, the range is 24, 8 out of 16. Without 24, the range plummets to 16, 8 to 8. That's a massive 50% drop. The mean and median change very little by comparison, so choice C, range, is the right answer. Question 15 asks about the practical meaning of the c-intercept on this boat rental cost graph. The c-intercept occurs right at h, 0 hours. When h equals 0, no rental time has passed yet, but there's still a cost value on the graph. That means this value represents the initial fee or deposit required just to rent the boat before you even hit the water. Choice A describes this perfectly. Building on the same boat rental scenario, question 16 asks for the equation of the line. We know the c-intercept is 5, which gives us our b value. To find the slope m, pick 2 points on the line, 0, 5, and 1, 8. The rise over run is 8, 5, 1, 0, 3, putting slope and intercept together into y. mx plus b gives us c, 3h plus 5. That aligns right with choice C. Let's look at question 17. We're given a graph of function f and asked for the value of x, where fx reaches its minimum. Minimum just means the lowest point on the entire curve. Scan the graph down to its lowest dip. That point is at 3, 2. The question asks for the value of x at this point, which is 3. So choice B is your correct answer. Question 18 gives us a system of inequalities y, x plus a and y to x plus b, and tells us the origin 0, 0 is a solution. Let's plug 0, 0 into both inequalities. The first becomes 0, 0 plus a, which means a is positive. The second becomes 0, 0 plus b, which means b is negative. Since a is positive and b is negative, I must be greater than b. Thus a b is definitely true. Choice A is the one. Question 19 is a system of equations word problem. Salads cost $6.50, drinks cost $2, 209 total items were sold, and total revenue was $836.50 as Let S be salads and DB drinks. '93, choice B is correct. And that wraps up the first 19 questions of section 4. Awesome job sticking with me through those. In part 3, we're going to jump right into question 20 and power through all the way to question 38, including those grid-in questions at the end. If this step-by-step breakdown was helpful for you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with anyone else prepping for the SAT. Your support really helps the channel grow and lets me keep creating free content like this for you guys. Drop any questions or thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in part 3.